Hey everybody, it's Suzy Woo! I'm here with you guys. I'm home after a trip to Massachusetts for a couple days. I was in Bridgewater doing readings and healings Thursday and Friday. So I had my laptop all set up, and I don't see any place on my laptop to go live. What the hell? So at the last minute, I had to use my phone. So hopefully it's not, hopefully I'm not like landscape when it's supposed to be portrait. Let's see if I could see it on, I don't know if I could see it on my own Facebook, but since my new laptop has a camera, I thought I was going to be able to just check in on my page and go live, but I didn't see that option. So hello, Rich. Hey, Spider. Oh my God. I haven't seen you in years. I don't know where that reflection is coming in my face, but so yeah, it's awesome to see you guys. That reflection is going to drive me nuts in my phone. Yeah, it's those little things. Oh, a squirrel. You know, I'm so easily distracted. Some things never change. So, let me get myself a water. Get yourself a drink and water. Don't drink alcohol. And let's have a chat. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Jer. Let me see. Yeah, let me get my water over here. And, I'm going to prop my laptop up a couple inches. Put a couple of books. Hey, did you guys know I wrote a book? This is my book. It's called Nikki's Creativity. So that's backwards, isn't it? Because I'm using my, yeah, whatever. I'll have to get this figured out. So just bear with me this time till I get it figured out. Yay. It's always something in it. So thanks for joining me while I get this figured out. Well, good. I'm glad I'm there. You guys know that I'm there. I'm here. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's get this like this. Is that all right? Yeah. So I kind of got a slouch so I'll fit in. All right. So where's the damn water? It's behind me. Okay. So what's up with you guys? There's a lot of really screwy energy going on. People are freaking the fuck out. When I was in Boston, I went to go to dinner in some museum or something, and the waitress said they only had a wine list, and I didn't want wine. I wanted food. I was like really starved after a day of healings. And I said, it was like 7 at night or something, and I said, well, is there a place you can recommend nearby? And she said, well, no, because a lot of the restaurants are closing, especially in the evenings. I'm kind of like, what? Yeah, I gotta eat. And then she said the museum I was in was closing tomorrow, being last night, for the next month. Ay, ay, ay. So, yeah, it's madness out there. But they still have toilet paper in the stores in Massachusetts. So I finished, I was even going to quit yesterday. Quit is no longer in my vocabulary, though. The night before, I was talking to a friend. And I also had mentioned to my kids Thursday night, I had said, since everything's freaking out, everybody's freaking out so badly, my schedule, I had a couple of readings and one healing. So I was going to say, well, I'll do the healing because that was first thing in the morning. The 2 readings, I was going to ask if I could do them over the phone and start driving home. So I get up, I get ready. I'm feeling awesome. This is yesterday morning. And so I do my healing at 11 o'clock. That went awesome. And then I had readings that just like flew in, and everything was awesome. There was somebody who was looking to hear from her brother who had passed away, and he came through. And so I was just told, no, be here and serve these awesome people who are here for your guidance. So I stuck it out, and I felt awesome. And everybody who came in had a beautiful experience. And I went through with my crystals workshop, and so it went until 7:30, and then I uh, shot the shit with the owner of the store until 8, gassed up, and drove home. So at 8 o'clock last night, I started driving home. I got home. My daughter was sleeping, and she looked at the clock, and she said it was 3:33 a.m. when I walked in, which, of course, is the number of, it's the triangle. It is completion. It's like, mother, father, child, or father, son, Holy Spirit, or mind, body, soul, mind, body, spirit. So 3 is a magical, wonderful number, and it has to do with taking action. It has to do with completion. And it's been showing up for me a lot. So do you guys have numbers that show up for you a lot? Like number sequences or repeating numbers, numbers in dreams? That stuff is important. So when you notice there's things like that that are happening, like, oh my God, I'm seeing 1111 or 222 or 2345 or whatever it is for you, that's the universe tapping you on the shoulder saying, are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to choose yourself? And so you always have a choice. See, we always have free will. Everything is a choice. So if you say, yes, I'm ready to wake up, then the universe gives you more. If you say no, because I'm stuck, I'm in freeze or fear mode, then everything settles down. You go back to your life and you go back to suffering, and the universe will try again. So we will endure the same lessons over and over, just like banging our head against the wall, until we decide, I don't want to live like this anymore. And I know there's something more, and I want to be more engaged in my life. And it's then that the universe replies and gives you opportunities. So, the elephant in the room, the elephant in the globe is obviously this freaking virus thing. And the thing is, there's a lot of levels. There's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes. And you really can't trust media. So there's a lot of sides to every truth. There's what the media tells you. There is, well, that's a big side because the media is huge. But then there's what's in your heart. And then there's what's in your head. Usually that's the scary stuff. And then there's all this gray matter in between. And so the more you listen, like if you go to the store, we went to the supermarket today and just watching what people are buying, like hoarding tons of toilet paper. Well, how big of an ass do you have? Yeah, like it's really not necessary. Pardon me. So what is happening? And yes, it's been predicted. Some of you have shared a passage from a book with the paragraph circled in a pink marker. How this was prophetized and predicted a long time ago. So I'm seeing a $100 bill. So when you see me looking over here, there's things, I don't really see a $100 bill. It's in my mind's eye. And, I really can't go off of like a script or bullet points or even what I want to say, because everything has been really, really prominent in my third eye lately, and I've been being guided to talk and share and make videos, and for some reason, like I've known this for over a year and I just haven't done it. So I am trying to get started because a lot of this information that I'm learning about and the stuff that I do in my work, you guys are interested in. And plus I'm like animated. I'm fun to watch. So that's super cool, and I'm glad to share. So as an astrologer, I can tell you there's a lot of stuff going on in the skies, a lot of the doom and gloom. We just have to put it into perspective. So let's go back a couple of years with the beginning of the Me Too movement. It was right when Jupiter entered Scorpio. So Jupiter is what expands. Oh, I'm spinning. Is what expands stuff. Jupiter, the planet Jupiter, is what puts things under a magnifying glass and expands. It says, let's really look into what's going on here. And Scorpio is about taboo and sex and the dirty, dark secrets. So Jupiter, what's going on here? And all of this scandal isn't it becoming exposed? And that was the beginning of the Me Too movement. And that was the exact day that Weinstein was called out to the public eye with these crimes that he did. And the crimes that he did, why it's such a big deal, is because it's part of a much, much bigger picture. Much bigger picture. So that was just the beginning of this huge collapse, this huge, it was like the tip of the iceberg. So when that happened, people split. Parties split. People started talking about the victims and saying that they were lying and for some reason they shouldn't be believed. And you had Hollywood protecting this guy because he had groomed them and threatened them and said, you know, all this stuff that's going on, if you ever say anything, you know, I'm going to off you, I'm going to off your family, and you know that I have the means to do it. So, you know, I've been in a situation like that, you know, with my ex-husband. It's like, I know that fear. And so anyways, so that's just one thing that broke the surface. That was all it took. That broke the surface. At the end, in October, I think that was 2017 or 18. Yeah. Whenever it was October. It was just as Jupiter entered Scorpio. Anyway. So when that happened and it split people. It divided people. It divided men versus women and the power of women and the patriarch and conventionalism. And so even though us on the surface, we're all like, oh, well, no, she's lying and blah, blah, blah. And people getting paid off. And then came Trump with the chick. So all of these things, they're very, oh my goodness. So my chart just showed up on my laptop. Wow. Okay. See? So I'm being guided to talk astrology. Well, one thing at a time, because it's hard for me to hold focus. So when I'm on focus, let's stay on there. Okay, so this whole thing about the patriarch and conventionalism, and you know that, whether you want to admit it or not, yes, that's the spirit, is that this country has been founded on and has been run by old white men. That's the way it is. That's the truth. So, but it's crumbling, and the whole secret part of it, like the Saturn Club and everything to do with Saturn, and it's another whole ball of wax. So like that could be one whole like episode, if you will. Well, so the beginning of the collapse of this whole patriarch convention, tight-lipped old white men stuff began then. So you have Hollywood, you have media, you have banking, you have healthcare, all of these big conventions, if you will, huge organized platforms. And did I say medicine? Health, yes, healthcare. So you only have, like, I don't know, I think it's 7 big companies up at the top, and there's, like, you know, the Rothschilds and all that kind of, oh, I might get, like, bleeped for saying that. Anyway. So you have, like, these businesses, like, you have Kraft and Procter and Gamble and all of these things, and Heinz, and so they're all these companies that are under big companies. So there's, like, M&M Mars, for example, and so, like, you might pick up a candy bar and it's made by the same company that makes tampons. It's like, what the heck is up with this? Anyway, so, okay. So now, starting with that Me Too movement, that was the beginning of the collapse of this whole patriarchal, conventional system. So fast forward a couple of years now the high ups, they're getting a little nervous because the big rope, this fire started at the bottom and it's burning up. So look at today, all right? Now, the world is run by very dirty people who have sold their souls to the devil, in my opinion. And, I mean, look at... Could you imagine what it's like to be a politician today? A career politician? Do you know, they have no heart. There's a lot of stuff. There's just a real lot of stuff going on. And it's not good. So all of these secrets, all these buyouts, all these hush funds, all of this cover-up stuff is being revealed now. It's all coming out in the open. So look at the Boy Scouts of America. Look at the Catholic Church. Look at Michael Jackson. Everyone tried to hush him up because he was a hero. All of these people who were in trusted positions with kids. What about that college coach? The Pennsylvania college coach, right? And that went into some long, horrible trials and stuff. All of that stuff about people who are appointed in a place of trust, violating that trust, and messing up kids for the rest of their life. And they continue to do it. And they just prey on the vulnerable. They really need this scholarship. Oh, that's another one. What about the Yale and all of that crap and the paid off? Oh, the celebrities, it's my kid. Here's my money. Graduate my kid. Okay. And the kid doesn't know crap, but they got you might as well put your money in a bubblegum machine. Here, it's from Harvard. It's from Yale. And it doesn't mean squat. Whew, man. So, yeah, it's a crazy world that we live in. But what's good is at all of these big systems, it's like old rotting wood and it's starting to creak and crumble and it's going to come crashing down. And it's part of what's going on now. So, it's a little bit like, wait, do I have anything more to say about that? I'm sure that I do, but. So the whole push about mandatory vaccines, I'm not buying it. I stopped vaccinating my kid, and I just got a letter in today's mail that if I don't give my kid his meningococcal vaccine, that he's going to not be allowed to go back to school in 14 days, and that would put us in violation of the law. And guess what? That means I get in trouble. Do you think that I care? No, I don't. I'm not. No, I'm not. And when they wanted to give my kid, when he was only 10, like, herpes and all these sex disease things, and I'm like, he's 10 years old. And at the time they're like, oh, well, that's okay. But now they are making these things forced, and they're not tested. They don't. Okay, so yeah, that's another whole conversation. We can have a whole conversation about any of these particular topics. But anyways, they all come from these same, 7 elite companies at the top. So, and people are very, very charged by their belief system. And part of the problem is that what we believe is based on mostly subconscious information, subconscious stuff. It's what we were raised with, the environment that we were raised with. And we don't know any better because that's our operating system. That's what we're operating from, is the behaviors of our early childhood environment. So when we were still in utero, stuff was getting pumped into our mother's, our nervous system based upon the environment of the mother. And you can hear and you feel vibration when you're in utero. So that is putting all of this information stream into the fetus before you're even born. So once you're born, you're still in record mode. You're impressionable. You're drinking in your environment, and this is teaching you behavior. So by the time you're 8 years old, and then they said 5, that's a different something. And this is all backed by science. But of course, mainstream science doesn't want you to see it this way. So the whole blending of science and spirit is very, very frowned upon. There's been TED Talks that came out and then were later pulled or banned because mainstream science does not want the meshing of spirit and science. It's a big no-no. Yeah. So that's why they call stuff like what I do and alternative medicine and woo-woo stuff. But it works. It works. And any client of mine, whether in person or anywhere around the world, can attest to the effectiveness of energy medicine, energy healing. And yeah, that's another whole topic though. All right. So, coming back to now with the whole top-down global, well, at least American system, the people are revolting. The people want justice. They want their independence. They want their freedoms. And every time we turn around, more is being taken away. So during this whole situation that we're going through that something else is slipping in while we are distracted, because that is how things always work. More and more of our rights are taken away. So thank you. So we have to stay in open connection with one another. And probably the worst thing that you can do for yourself and for everybody is to just regurgitate information that you've read and seen and shared, and it was a meme, so it must be true, and so you share it. That's the worst thing you can do because it's unverified. So now the matter comes up, well, who do you trust? My opinion, I don't trust anybody who is funded by NIH, the National Institute of Health, the CDC, Center for Disease Control, any of the big government branches that fund what they want you to believe. I don't believe them. So my mentors are Dr. Bruce Lipton, who's a cell biologist, who taught about cell biology, but then he had a realization about consciousness, and that consciousness has a role in the expression of your genes. So just because, well, my mother had cancer and her mother had cancer, so I'm going to get cancer. It's not true. But if you believe it to be true, then we all have cancer already. We just didn't activate those genes. So you're already saying it, telling yourself you're turning on those genes. So gosh darn right you're going to get it. You are a product of your environment, but your environment is what you say, what you think. And your body has no concept of time or space. It just follows whatever you tell it. So your body it follows you. It follows you. So you have to be extremely mindful of what you say, what you think. Don't ever say, oh, I'm so stupid. Don't do that. Your body doesn't know. And so your body has intelligence. It's been proven. So your body's going to get angry, and it's going to you'll get sick. It's going to do little things to shut down and disturb the energy flow, your own harmonics. Where was I? See? That's why I need notes. And the notes I wrote I have four little words written down. Yeah, so I didn't get to any of it yet, but okay, so yes. So Dr. Bruce Lipton, so he left the colleges that he was paid to be at and went off on his own, and they all laughed at him, of course, because his findings that were repeatable and provable did not follow mainstream. So of course, just like Rife, just like Tesla, just like Reich, Oregon, they ousted him, or they offed him, and they burned their stuff down, and they get rid of him, and they hush him up and put him away. because they don't follow the Saturn Club, the old white men, the way it's supposed to be, the old staunch. So if you don't follow suit, there's reason for fear because they're going to bump you off somehow and make it look like an accident. Anyway, so let's come back to that. So who do you trust? Who do you believe? Where do you get your information? If you get it from mainstream media, it's funded. It's propagated and it's fed to you. So the worst thing you can do is to regurgitate that information. Oh, I saw it on, ABC. No, don't regurgitate that. It is not the truth. So besides Dr. Bruce Lipton, there's also Dr. Joe Dispenza. I love both of these guys. There's Greg Braden. Look these guys up. Watch some of their videos. Look at Deepak Chopra. Okay? These are the guy, MD, who were in were in Western medicine. They got their degrees. They know their stuff. They walked and they are combining, yes, epigenetics. Thank you, Kathy Sue. And it's a thing, and it's out there, and there's no pulling this back and silencing it because it's just too out there now. There's too many people who are looking, they're listening, they're so thirsty for information because they know that the way that things are going, it's too hard and it's not working. And why? Where is the truth? And there's got to be more to life than this. Gosh darn right there is. So look up videos from those guys. It's Bruce Lipton, Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, Deepak Chopra. All awesome guys. So, hey, maybe I'll be the chick. I don't have an MD, but nothing ever stopped me before. And guess what? I am that person who, so back in the day, well, actually not that many years ago, I was broke, but I wanted to go see bands. So I got a camera and I printed myself a press pass. And so I'd walk into a place, flash my little press pass. Hopefully I don't have to pay a cover charge. And I'd go in there and I'd start taking pictures of the bands, and it was awesome. So they're giving me extra smiles and posing, and they're playing their music and it was awesome. I just felt so special. And I would share the pictures. I would post them on the Buffalo News website and wherever else. And I did reviews, but it was all on a piece of paper that I printed on my printer at home. And it established, so you can call it fake it till you make it. But I went there in the flesh and I did the work. Well, that landed me into the NAM show, the National Association of Music Merchants. And you can't get into that place unless you're a somebody. So now I'm all of a sudden a somebody, and I'm taking pictures of rock stars and stuff, like Whitesnake and Billy Idol and all these, icons, Alice in Chains, and oh my God, so it was so cool. Anyway, so yeah. Okay. Oh, a squirrel, right? Yeah, okay. So come back, have a sip of water. I hope you're having a good time. Okay. Yes, so do your own research. You have to do the things that resonate with you. Because you know what? I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm kind of loud and obnoxious sometimes. Okay, a lot of times. And some people cannot, they can't handle this. But for a while, it really would hurt me because from the pains or the rejection that apparently I had in my childhood, I wasn't quite aware of it until my adulthood. I wanted so much to be seen, to be heard. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be included because I had been excluded and felt like, all of my life. And many, probably 80% of my clients have a very similar feeling of, they don't feel part of everybody else, and they feel kind of isolated, and that can lead to depression. And where are all my peeps? And we're all wandering around feeling so isolated. But this whole spiritual stuff is not water cooler talk. We hear It's our higher self, or you can call it God. You can call it whatever that is for you. So I try to be welcoming and open, but I can't be like too broad stroke and generic. But at the same time, it's all inclusive. And something I just keep on saying is that all roads lead home. So no matter what your belief system, as long as you're operating from your heart, you're good with me. But that's the whole difference, is getting out of your head, coming down into your heart, and actually living from there, broadcasting from there, living your life from your heart. Because the more we stay in our head, the more we walk into the wall, and we just keep spinning in circles. And it's not until we stop and we say, we don't want to fail anymore. We want to find our purpose and our mission, and we want to connect with the right people. And we want to get out of the job that we hate and the relationship that's not working, but we want to hang on a little bit longer and we keep justifying things that are not in resonance. And when we do that, we create dissonance and we get sick, and it backs up into one of our chakras areas, which have to do with glands and pieces and parts in our body. So for example, if you don't stand on your truth, if you don't speak up for yourself, if you don't say what needs to be said, and most importantly, if you're not kind to yourself, this energy backs up, and you're going to get a thyroid problem. You're going to get upper shoulder problem. You might get tenseness in the jaws. You might get any of that stuff. And that's the way it works for your entire body. So when we are not living in harmony, we're living with dissonance. And that dissonance, first, it's in the ether. So you get a long time, many opportunities to correct your course. So I'm going to stay in this job because it pays the bills, and I only have 5 more years so I retire. What? Are you going to stay in a toxic situation for 5 more years and then retire, and then you might just drop dead because the environment is so toxic and you're living with all this time? No. You have to live now. You have to be in the now. Breathe. Be present. That's why, what is it? It's a gift. Being present, it's a gift. Yeah, I get so excited. So it's super important to come back to your heart, be grounded, and ask, what is it that I want for myself? And then look at your life. And is that anything to do with what you want? Because each area of your life, if you're in a job that you hate, that's going to impact other areas of your life. You cannot just single out one thing. I'm going to be in this relationship a little bit longer because I want to wait until the kids graduate. It's going to go across other areas of your life too. So it's going to spill over into your career. It's going to spill over into relationships with your family. And it definitely backfills into your relationship with yourself, because you're not choosing yourself. You're living in dissonance. All right, so validate information before you share it, or don't say anything at all. It's the best thing you can do. Okay, so fear. Everything comes from love or fear. Simplify. I like simple. Yes or no, black or white. Now, when you get into the spiritual aspect of things, simple for me, heart and head. Okay, so fear in the head, love from the heart. They're different frequencies. Okay. So this whole thing that we're going through, schools are closing, concerts are being shut down, Broadway shut down for a month, everything's closing. Ring the bells and wake the children. We're under like global lockdown and military, and someone's going to come up with some kind of a vaccine, and which don't do. I have a lot of other stuff to add, but not for now. Which has to do with 5G and chemtrails, and that's another thing. Okay, so why are we hoarding toilet paper? Can somebody just please riddle me that? Why are we doing this? You have but one ass. We're not going to be, severed off. Oh my God, people. All right. So what this reminds me of. Now, I'm in the area of Buffalo, New York, and there was something in this area. It was the blizzard of 77. And we had, I don't know, I was a kid, so it was like insurmountable snow. It was awesome. We were off of school for 2 weeks. It was awesome. But not for the parents who got stuck at their job and they couldn't get home, who couldn't go cash their paycheck, who couldn't go get food. And they didn't have the internet in 1977. So this big snow just kept coming, and it was blizzard, so it was white out. You couldn't drive. Cars got stuck on the route going home. Buses got stuck. Oh my God, as an adult, it was horrible. As a kid, it was awesome. But it reminds me, and then there was Snowvember when we got 6 feet of snow, like in one big wallop. And then whatever the last one was. So that we had 2 other big things like that. And as an adult now, like that stuff excites me. I'm like, oh, cool. I like it when things shut down. And for a while, okay, I worked for the IRS for a little bit, and it was the most toxic thing ever. So like one of the happiest days of my life was actually my last day there. I was like, woo! Woohoo! Yeah! And that's how I do what I do full time now, because I walked from a job that I hated. So who am I to talk the talk unless I walk the walk? So I fully walk the walk, and so I'm here talking the talk. And that is like why I'm so happy. I go to bed excited because I'm going to dream awesome things. I'm inspired. I get a lot of information, guidance, downloads, and I'm excited to wake up. Oh my God, who can I help? What can I bring to this day? So this is my life, and I want you to have a life that you love. I want you to be excited for every moment of every day. You are here to grow, have personal growth. You're here to find out who you are. Get rid of the conditioning. Come back to the energy that you were created with, and re-spark that stuff and be all of who you are, without worrying about if somebody's going to accept it or if your parents don't like it, because that's not what they practice. You're not here to people please. Now, when we're a kid, that's another story, because we're little, we're powerless, we can't talk back. But now as an adult, it's kind of like the other shoe is dropped, and now we're on the other side. It's up to us to go back into who we were, but with the adult mind, and rekindle that stuff and live our life and do the things that we love to do. There's reasons that we have things that we love. So when we are choosing what we don't love, it's causing dissonance in our body. And guess what? I can hear it with a tuning fork. So that's a new thing that I started doing. I'm a sound healing practitioner too. So I didn't unpack everything yet, but I do have tuning forks all over. Yeah, of course, now that I want one, I don't know where everything is, but I gotta get it. So let me grab one just so you. It should be in. Yeah, here it is. See, that didn't take too long. Okay, so a tuning fork. So these things, they find dissonance in your field, which your whole life, all the events of your life are encompassed in about a 5 to 6 foot radius. All the memories are in that energy bubble. This fork finds them mishaps and pains and depression and times of stress. And we just go through the energy body there, and it'll get buzzy, and the tone sounds different. So you wear all of that. So every day, all of your pains and stresses and things that are not resolved, think how heavy that is. If it was if you could see it, if it was I was going to say if it was real. It's real, but you can't see it, but you do feel it because you feel heavy. And you can't explain it. And that's why when you have an energy feeling, you feel so light. Because whether it's through the forks or whether it's through energy healing, I find them and I just start ripping them all out. I dissolve them away. so that it comes out of your etheric field. Because, oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Everything is in the ether first. So you get a whole bunch of opportunities to correct your course. So why am I getting this again? I don't know. So you get many, many opportunities to correct your course. Get out of the job that you hate. Confront the person that you need to speak up to. Say what needs saying. Speak kindly to yourself. Always. And honor yourself. Honor yourself. Do what it is that makes your heart sing. Do that. Hi. So it's all in the ether for a long time. By the time it manifests in your body, you've had a billion chances to correct your course. So now when it shows up in the body, it's a little bit more work to work it out, but we know what it is, and also depending on where it is. Anyway, so there's another thing. Hello. Hi. Thank you. Hi. Thank you. Hey, Jenny. Okay. So, what else here? All right. So back to fear and love. That's where I think I left off. So let's see. So the whole virus thing, fear, the blizzard. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can do this. I know I can. So depending on your viewpoint, are you the little kid? Yeah, I got 2 weeks off. I can play in the snow. Or if you're the adult. Now, I'm not saying one's wrong and one's right, but just stick with me. So the adult, it's horrible because, oh my God, how am I going to get home to my kid? How can I bring medical supplies to people who need it? I mean, it's a real stoppage when things are locked down and there's a freeze on everything. I mean, everybody is impacted. So, hey, Rach. So, how can we get through this? So I'm in a lot of groups of people who are enlightened, and that's just like saying it really mildly. We're really dialed into like other dimensions and other beings, and those who kind of guide us to help really see the big picture. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's behind the scenes with the work that I do, with the people that I connect with, and my own guidance. And they keep on telling me to get in front of you, make videos. And then some of you guys, just since yesterday, started saying, make a video, help us. And so they're telling me, you're telling me, so I'm doing it. So hi, and thank you for being here. And feel free to share this with anybody that you feel would benefit from. And if somebody doesn't like it, you could just turn the channel, right? Because like I said, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But don't apologize for being who you are. There's reasons, we all need to be who we are. We're all different. So don't change to conform for somebody else. Don't do that. You're here to be who you are. Do not dim your light. It's super important to stay hydrated. All right. So I'm going to tell you what's awesome about what's going on right now. When we had a blizzard and during other times of emergency situations, up here there's chaos. Down here, here's the people. Up here is anger, fear. Down here is us, love. So here's us, the people. What do we do when there's all this up here trying to scare us? So we get scared for a minute because there's a shock value. But once we get through that shock wave, we go into action. We spring into action. We do stuff. Who needs help? Who needs shopping? Who needs medicine? What can I get for you? So that's already what's kicking into gear. And that's friggin' amazing. That's what's wonderful about what we are going through and what we're about to go through. Hey, Jamie. Hey. There's no borders with this thing. See, now we're just being shown borders mean nothing. We're one. One human family. One globe. One planet. We're all citizens of Mother Gaia, planet Earth. We're all citizens, right? Fly your flag for Earth. Doesn't matter. It's St. Patrick's Day and you're Irish. There's so many different stories about that and belief systems. And this one said that and this one said that. And forget all that. Forget it all. Just come into your heart. What truly matters? What really, really matters in your life? Hopefully it's something like being the best person you can be. Now, if you continue that sentence, so I can be the best mother, aunt, father, pet owner, that I can be, well, that's well and good, but you still got to come back home. So during these next couple of weeks, we're being asked to come back home into our heart, into our temple, but it's the body. So yeah, see, no judgment. I hate labels. Like, how many times have I changed my name? I don't like being labeled. Anyway, I keep changing my titles. I know what I do. I keep calling it different things because there's so much judgment out there. It's very hard for me to label what it is that I do so that the right people find out. But you know what? You guys are sharing enough of what I do based on your results and your amazing outcomes. It's just really hard to put labels on things for me. Anyway, because everything's energy. And you can't, when you label something, it freezes it. So it's very hard to put a label on things. And something else that's really cool is a lot of the stuff that I do with my understanding things of a lot of stuff is showing up from people who are like reputable in their field. So I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. There's all this like coordination or something like that. Anyway. Yeah. So what is wonderful about what we are and about to go through? Yeah, it's unprecedented, is that it's a time for being home. What does home mean to you? It's a time of coming home to your heart, to your temple, to your residence, to your planet. It's home. And what is that? Define what home means to you. It's a time to review your belief system. Well, if you were always told that the world was pink and you never left the house and every room was pink in your house and your parents were pink or everything was pink and so that you believe that because you didn't know any better. And then one day you open the door and you see the whole world is full of vibrant, beautiful colors and depths and textures and smells. It's like a culture shock. So what were the belief systems that you were raised with? Do they still hold water for you? What are the things that, what are your morals? What are your beliefs? What are your values? What are your virtues? And what's mandatory in your life? What is it that you need to be happy in your life? And start manifesting that. So over these next little bit of time, when we're kind of almost like forced to be in the house, well, that's not so true. You don't have to be in the house, but they don't want you to be out and about. You can be outside. So be outside, okay? Please don't panic. Don't put yourself in fear. Because you know what? When we are in fear, our immunity is compromised. It's easier to get sick when you're stressed. Stress is the #1 cause of illness. What did I think? I just heard, well, I've heard it several times, but I think I heard it again today, is that 80% of all illnesses begin with stress. Yeah. So don't let yourself stress out over this, because then it lowers your immunity and you get sick. We don't want this, okay? So be happy. Happy people don't get sick. It's true. All right. What else? So connect with one another. Use your Facebook groups or whatever it is. Connect with one another. Express love and kindness. welcoming. It's super uncool to make fun of people for being afraid. It sucks to be afraid already. Don't make fun of them. Support, nurture, love, welcome, hugs. I love you. I hug you so much. Open your heart and share of yourself. Okay? I don't think this is going to last all that long. And I do know that, they shut down schools in several states. I think they're adding Buffalo, New York soon. And they shut down Boston right at the end of yesterday when I was leaving there. And like I said, they shut down Broadway. They shut down Disney World. And so I get it. So during this time, go within, review what is important to you, and start to make your plan. What is it where are you in life? Is it anywhere near what makes you happy? And start to make your plan. You can write notes to people that you never got to say things to get off your chest, and then you could burn it. It's really important to get things out that need to come out. What else? Blizzard, fear, heart put out, and counter. What about counter? I don't even know what my own damn note means. Counter. Oh, counter. Yeah, I got it. So it's like, for everything that you put out, everything's like an ebb and flow. So whatever you put out, and this also falls, it's in sync with the moon. So like the full moon, everything is out there, and that the Farmer's Almanac, the calendar month. In fact, there's 6 blue moons this year? Yeah, I can't remember. When I'm on the spot, all of those things just kind of get fizzy. But there's a lot of astrological first times. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to talk about that too. Just briefly, though. So, did I finish that? So whatever it is you put out there, there's a pause after that, and then you just review what's going on, what are the results, the culminations, and then you tweak it again, and then you put it back out there again. I mean, that's how you do planning. That's how you do a resume. You put the resume out there, see what you get back. If you didn't get back what you wanted, tweak the resume. It's just like that, right? So you're being asked to go within and it's quiet time, especially being in Pisces time. We've got another, week or so of Pisces time. Then we go into Aries time. Aries time is, let me at it. Let's start stuff. Let's make stuff happen. But it's ruled by Mars, which is also the god of war. So there's going to be people with big attitudes saying it's about me and now and make stuff happen. And yeah, you want to make something of it. So there is going to be a lot of that stuff coming up in this when we move into Aries season. So as we exit Pisces season, Pisces is the yin. It's receptive. It's quiet. It's gentle. It's being quiet, going within and receiving information. So praying is asking for stuff. Meditating is listening to stuff. So go within. State your intentions. What is it that you want? Declare that you want to remember your dreams and see what you get. Like, dreams are not just some random things. There are subconscious, yes, but it's much, much deeper than that. There's a lot of information in there. So if you can remember your dreams, that's awesome. If you can't, ask before you go to bed. Say, I'm going to remember my dreams tonight. I'm going to remember my dreams tonight. As you fall asleep, say it again. I'm going to remember your dreams tonight. And then in the middle, when you're tossing and turning, it's going to show up again. I want to remember this as you're or you get up to pee. What am I dreaming? What is this? And look around when you're in your dreams. Write stuff down. Speak into your phone so that when you go back to sleep, you don't have to worry about remembering it again. Because once you're awake and now it's like, oh, got to check my email. Oh, got to take the dog out. And now all that stuff gets further and further away and you can't retrieve it as easily anymore. All right, so let's see. Do you have any questions about anything? Oh, yeah. So let me know if you have any questions. Since I'm using my phone, let's see. You are the chick. You mentioned help with my healing. Yes, thank you. Epigenetics is real, and we could repress our influence, or we can repress or influence the receptors, tags in our genes. It's a fascinating domain. And these patterns of behavior can resolve through spiritual meditation. Absolutely. And there's more, but it says see more, and I don't want to click on it. I love your energy. Hello, hearts, prayers. Awesome. Great. Yeah, so thank you. So, hey, if you think anybody would benefit from this, feel free to share it. And I'm going to do more because I was guided to. And then at the same time, before I got to answer it, okay, I did answer it and I didn't do it. And then all of a sudden you guys started saying it. So I'm going to definitely do it because I need to do it. So I'm guided. I like to be, obedient. So, okay, astrologically. So January 12th of this year, Saturn, which is rules, it rules time, it's structure, it's the old patriarch, it's the oldie moldy staunch white men who founded everything. It's banking, it's governments, it's the top-down structure. That's what Saturn represents. Well, it held hands in the sky with Pluto. Death, destruction, corruption, being exposed, burning everything to the ground. They got together in the sky. So this is everything being revealed. So that will continue. So more and more of this stuff is going to be revealed. More corruption, more lies, more cover-ups, more payoffs. And we're going to get to the truth of the matters. It's going to be revealed to us. So this whole thing with the virus, let all this anger stuff be up there. Stay doing what you're doing. Help one another. Help people. Check on one another. Okay? Be there for each other. Do your inner work. Okay? Do all that stuff. And then the truth will slowly come to the surface. Do not believe everything that you're told, everything that you see, these memes and everything else. Don't just spread them and share them. It does not help. Do your research, okay? But you have to decide. You have to decide. I'm no authority. I'm just sharing what I believe is true. That's what resonates with me, okay? So see what resonates with you. You are your own master. You master your own destiny. Nobody else can do it for you. You have to choose all the time. So like I made lots of bad choices. I stayed in a highly toxic relationship for 22 years. I left and came back 3 times and then married him. So that was all my choice. And of course at first I was bitter. Oh, well, he did this. Blah, 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 blah. That doesn't help me today. What helps me is now, though, I'm no longer charged by it. So I got through it. I found out my own places of kind of brokenness that needed love and healing. So now I'm at 100%. I'm not a half person running around looking for my other half. I'm a complete person. So that's awesome. I want you to be a complete person too. Don't be a half running around looking for your other half. Because whatever you find is going to be a half. And yeah, half and half is whole, but you need to be whole and they need to be whole. And that's how it has to be with everything. And you can't just pick out one area of your life. Whatever you do, it's got to be across the board or it's just not going to work. Okay, so astrologically, all the rest of this year, more and more corruption is going to get revealed. But also the truth is coming up. And you know what else is awesome? Is we're moving into the Age of Aquarius this year. So we're going to get a taste already. Oh my God, I think in a week when Saturn, that planet, goes into the Age of Aquarius. And guess what Aquarius represents? It represents freedom. It represents non-conventional. It represents improving a system, creating a new system with Aries, which is new beginnings, creating new systems. It has to do with humanitarian efforts, recycling, upcycling. It has to do with the collective consciousness, not just the individual, not the top down. This is everybody. That is the amazing age that we're moving into. It is such an exciting time to be alive. So it's your choice. Do you want to be scared about being alive? And oh my God, and I can't do anything. And you're just going to it's like, are you going to brace yourself and wait for somebody to hit you? You have to decide, what do you stand for? And you're not being asked to stand up and fight, but when I say what do you stand for, what do you believe, and what does resonate with you, and what feels right in your heart, and what doesn't feel right in your heart. And trusting yourself. I know a lot of us have issues with trusting ourselves. So here's just an easy shortcut. I'm at an hour now. I didn't really mean to go on this long. But it happens. So thank you so much, Kathy Sue. Mwah, I love you, lady. I'm so proud of you too. So yeah, what am I talking about? I do that all the time. Okay, the Age of Aquarius, and humanitarian stuff. Oh yeah, what do you believe in, right? And what do you stand for? Yes, okay, trusting yourself. I'm getting better. Trusting yourself. Okay, so now a lot of times, depending on the way that we were raised, we're doing stuff, we're trying to do stuff, and we may hear, what do you think you're doing? You can't do that. And all of these things that are talking like down to us and telling us our limitations. So we have these limiting beliefs. And we play small because we were always told, oh, you can't do that. You'll never be that. And so we kind of subconsciously never question it. And so we operate from there. Well, that's not going to work this year. This year, coming out. Woo! We're all coming out. I came out of the woo-woo closet. Woo! This is what I do, right? This is about being who you are. It's being your awesome, authentic self. All of you. It is being unapologetic as long as you're not hurting anybody. It's about using your genius energy. It's about helping the collective consciousness, helping the planet. It's about taking care of our planet and doing things to help leave this planet in a better place than we found it. It's about taking care of one another. Now, Aquarius also rules the internet, and technology. So there's going to be huge leaps and bounds about technology this year. So, they were talking about driverless cars. Like, that's a thing. There's lots of things that are things, and we're going to see it manifest between now and between now and 2024. Big revolutionary changes. The way we do commerce is changing. The way we do school is changing. The way we do our businesses is changing. Hi Sharon, oh my God, I love your stuff. I hope everything's well with you. And it's hard with events because we need bodies and we're all shut down. So we can't have these events. So we have to do commerce another way. Money, banking, healthcare, medicine, all changing. So it is possible that down the road there may be some kind of universal like base pay that everybody gets. I don't know, but that is one way it could possibly play out. And there may be universal healthcare minimum standard mandates, possibly stuff like this. So we're going to become more unified. Borders are not that important. That's another whole conversation. I have a lot to say about that because it has to do, it starts with, there's so many layers of separation, and it is within separation that we cause problems. It's in unity and harmony that we restore harmony. So it's like being at peace with oneself, or do we have dissonance? It's having love for oneself so we can have love for others. It's all of that stuff wrapped up, and that is where things are moving and headed towards. We're heading towards a unified oneness of love. It is a very rapid time of ascension. Very, very. So you talk about the veil, it's thin, baby. Oh, it's so thin. So a lot of us are having these spiritual awakenings, and some people who don't have proper guidance don't know what to do. And it's causing a lot of anxiety out there, especially people who have a lot of water in their astrological chart. Excuse me. And if you want to know if that's you, I do your charts. I'm an astrologer. Go to suzy-woo.com and look on my website. So yeah, if you have a lot of water in your chart, It is not just your sun sign. There's easy ways to tell, and you can actually do your chart for free online. But if you want it interpreted and read, I can do that for you. Anyway, so people who have Aquarius, your calling card, baby. Aquarius stuff and Pisces stuff, water sign stuff. Very sensitive. This genius energy is coming online. All this other stuff is coming online this year. We're being called to awaken. You are being tapped on the shoulder. Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to wake up? Are you ready to help your brothers and sisters? Are you ready to be part of the unified oneness of the planet, of healing, of humanity, of love, unconditional love? Because that's the secret to everything. It's the answer to everything is unconditional love. No matter who you pray to, everything, all roads lead home. Everything is unconditional love. And that is what lives right in your heart space. All right. So I guess that's good for now, right? I've gone on for an hour, but thanks for being here. I sure wouldn't mind if you shared, and if you have any questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good night. All right. What else? What do we have? It's 9:30 and today's what? Saturday, right? Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Marcy. Thanks, Jenny. So yeah, thank you very much. If you have any questions, feel free to message me here on Facebook. And my website is Suzy with a Y -woo.com. My company, my new business is called Woo Life. Woo! I want you to live a life to say woo about. I mean, woo! Right? So I'm sure you're going to remember that, right? Live a life that makes you want to say woo! All right, guys, that's it for tonight. So make sure you love yourself, hug yourself. I love you. I love you so much. Be good to each other. I'll give you a big hug. Oh, come here. Oh, hugs. Hugs, hugs, hugs. All right. I'll talk to you another time. Sooner rather than later. Thank you. I don't know how to end this. Oh, by pressing finish, maybe. All right. Bye, guys.